मैडम, my parliamentary constituency Gadchiroli is going to come up as a steel hub. मैडम, इस स्टील हब होने के लिए वहाँ तो खदाने है, लेकिन स्टील प्लांट्स अभी एक है, उस वर्ष से उसके बाद और दूसरा आ रहा है। यहाँ पर अभी जो गढ़चिरौली डिस्ट्रिक्ट में कोंसरी में लॉयड मेटल्स एंड एनर्जी लिमिटेड का स्टील प्लांट है, इनको फिर आगे उनको डेवलपमेंट करना है, आगे फिर बढ़ाना है, इसलिए उनको 4,500 हेक्टेयर लैंड की जरूरत है। और उन्होंने उनके करीब का जो जयरामपुर और मुधोली एरिया है, वो एरिया में मेजरमेंट शुरू कर दिया है लैंड लेने के लिए किसानों की फर्टाइल लैंड। उसी तरह से वहां पर अभी नया JSW का नया प्लांट आ रहा है, उनको भी करीब 3,500 हेक्टेयर भूमि की जरूरत है। वो वहां पर जो 14 विलेजेस है, 14 गांव हैं, उनके जमीन का भी मेजरमेंट चल रहा है वो एक्वायर करने के लिए। लेकिन किसानों का विरोध इसलिए है मैडम कि वो फर्टाइल लैंड है। गढ़चिरौली वैसा भी जंगल का एरिया है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा लैंड जंगल ने ऑक्युपाइड की है। फर्टाइल लैंड बहुत कम है, जो कल्टीवेटेड लैंड बहुत कम है, और उसमें भी वो कल्टीवेटेड लैंड अगर किसानों की एक्वायर की गई इस प्रोजेक्ट के लिए, तो उनके पास में कोई कल्टीवेटेड लैंड बचेगी नहीं, इसलिए उनका विरोध है। और दूसरी बात, उनका कहना यह है कि अगर सरकार ये लैंड अगर एक्वायर करती है MIDC के लिए, इस प्लांट के लिए, तो उनका जो भी कहना है वो सुने, जो भी मुआवजा है उनको कंसल्ट करके मुआवजा दे, या तो फिर अगर वो देना चाहते नहीं देना चाहते इसके सम्मति लेने के बाद ही दे।
धन्यवाद
मैडम, जस्ट वन सेकेंड। वहां पर उसी एरिया में आष्टी में एक बिल पेपर मिल है, ये पेपर मिल की भी जगह है, त्रिवेणी लॉयड मेटल्स ने परचेस की है, तो उसी पर्पज से परचेस की है। लेकिन वहां भी 400 मजदूर काम करते हैं, 400 कामगार अगर काम करते हैं, अगर ये लैंड अगर ट्रांसफर दूसरे कंपनी को होती है, तो 400 लोगों को रोजगार वहां मिलना चाहिए, ये उनकी मांग है।
माननीय
धन्यवाद।
मैं आपको धन्यवाद व्यक्त करती हूँ। और मुंबई में जो बर्मा सेल रेलवे लाइन के बाजू में स्थित जो हमारी झोपड़पट्टियाँ है, उसको पुनर्वसन करने के लिए मैं यहाँ से आवश्यकता है, इसका मैं शून्यकाल के माध्यम से जो है वो आपके सामने रखना चाहती हूँ। आज मुंबई में कुर्ला से लेकर ट्रॉम्बे तक जो है वो रेलवे लाइन जा रही है, उसमें बर्मा सेल से लेकर ट्रॉम्बे तक हज़ारों परिवार जो है आज भय और असुरक्षा के वातावरण में सन्माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय है। आज मध्य रेलवे के माध्यम से जो है उनको लगभग 3,150 झोपड़ी को जो है वो नोटिस दिया गया है और तोड़ने की कार्रवाई के बारे में बात की जा रही है, योजना बनाई जा रही है। मुझे आपके माध्यम से विनती करनी है कि ये सिर्फ झोपड़ियाँ नहीं है सन्माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, ये उनका घर है, वहाँ उनका परिवार रहता है, वहाँ उनके बच्चों का भविष्य रहता है, और सबसे बड़ी बात है कि उनकी मेहनत और जीवन की कमाई वही वो घर है। हम ये चाहते हैं आज के शून्यकाल के माध्यम से कि उनके घरों को बचाया जाए, उनका पुनर्वसन किया जाए। मैं लगातार देख रही हूँ कि हर दिन नोटिस जाती है, हर दिन लोगों के मन में एक डर का माहौल पैदा होता है, कहीं ना कहीं हमारा आशय ना उजड़ जाएगा, ये वहाँ पे वातावरण पैदा हुआ है। मेरे आपके माध्यम से एक विनती है, मैंने मंत्री महोदय को, DRM जो मध्य रेलवे के हैं उनको पत्र लिखा, उनको पर्सनली जाके मैंने विनती की कि आपको सबसे पहले तो इसका सर्वे करना चाहिए, सर्वेक्षण करने के बाद आपको इनके पुनर्वसन के लिए जो SRA या कोई अलग योजना है उसका काम करना चाहिए। हम मुंबई में लगातार सन्माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय आपके माध्यम से देखते हैं, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की, केंद्र शासन की जितनी भी जमीनें होती है, चाहे वो रेलवे की हो, चाहे वो BPT की हो, चाहे वो एविएशन की हो, चाहे वो डिफेंस की लैंड हो, उसके ऊपर जो झुग्गी झोपड़ियां है उसके लिए कोई पॉलिसी नहीं है। मैं एक ही मिनट बोलूंगी, बहुत महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दा है, लोगों से जुड़ा हुआ मुद्दा है कि इन जो केंद्र सरकार की जमीनें हैं, ये 4-5 जमीनें जो है, इनके ऊपर केंद्र सरकार और राज्य सरकार की कोई बातचीत नहीं है, कोई पॉलिसी नहीं है। आज लगभग आप देखोगे तो मुंबई में बड़े पैमाने पे हजारों लोग इस लैंड पे डिफेंस, एविएशन, रेलवे और जैसा मैंने मैंने कहा बीपीटी लैंड पे रहते हैं, इनके पुनर्वसन के लिए योजना होनी चाहिए और उनको वहीं पे रखना चाहिए। ये मैं आपके माध्यम से शून्यकाल में प्रस्ताव रख रही हूँ।
Thank you, Honorable Vice Chairman, sir, for giving me an opportunity to raise this important issue regarding concern over delay in implementation of Delhi land pooling policy and finalization of Master Plan Delhi 2041 through special mention. Honorable Vice Chairman, sir, I wish to draw the attention of this August House to the prolonged delay in implementing the Delhi land pooling policy LPP and finalizing the Master Plan for Delhi 2041 MPD 2041, both of which are critical to planned urban development in the national capital. The land pooling policy was first notified in 2013 as a transformative reform intended to enable participatory planned urban expansion through voluntary land pooling by landowners. However, subsequent modifications introduced in 2018, including the reduction of the floor area ratio from 400 to 200 and the mandatory consortium formation requirement, have created practical difficulties for small and individual landowners. As a result, even after more than a decade since the original notification, the policy remains largely unimplemented. This prolonged uncertainty has caused severe hardship to farmers, villagers, and middle-class investors who had placed their faith in the promise of affordable housing and planned development. Many landowners invested their life savings through cooperative and welfare societies, expecting that the policy would unlock development opportunities. Instead, their lands remain locked, infrastructure development has stalled, and frustration has led to an increase in litigation. The situation is further aggravated by the delay in finalizing the Master Plan Delhi 2041, which is essential for enabling sector planning and infrastructure rollout. In the absence of this overarching planning framework, implementation of the land pooling policy has effectively come to a standstill. I therefore urge the government to consider mission mode implementation of the land pooling policy with a clear and time-bound roadmap, rationalize procedural bottlenecks affecting small landowners, establish an appropriate institutional mechanism for coordinated execution, and expedite the final notification of the Master Plan Delhi 2041 so that planned development, investor confidence, and the aspirations of lakhs of landowners can be restored. Thank you.
Thank you.
Speaker, sir, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. The budget 2025-26 is yet another bundle of blatant lies and empty promises. This bill 3 of 26, if you go through line by line, class by class, schedule by schedule, you find it is not a budget for Bharat. But what you find in the budget proved that the budget is for Bandra Kurla complex. The budget proved that the government is not a game changer government, but only a name changer government. When the Congress government was in power for 60 years, it built the nation in a high level. When you go through the budget, we could see all the airports are become privatization, seaports are getting sold, Air India was already sold, BSNL is on the cards, railways are waiting. We could see in the budget. If we go through the 5th schedule, coal duty of 2.5 damaged the pride institution of Tamil Nadu, namely Neyveli Lignite Corporation. The Neyveli Lignite Corporation, Tamil Nadu, issues powers to our homes, our employees, thousands of workers. Cheap imported
coal and lignite from Indonesia, Australia at 2.5% duty will devastate this noble institution. And sea duty of 15%. If we go through fifth schedule, we could see the 15% seed duty that squishes Tamil Nadu farmers, not only Tamil Nadu, throughout the country, farmers are struggling like anything because of this 15% increase. Regarding the cess cap, 4% of tax collected over and above the normal percentage collected for health, education, and more than top tax. But the amount which is returned to the states are zero. 37% surcharges are going to the center, none to the state, especially the Tamil Nadu is not getting even a single pie. You punish us for progress, you penalize us for prudence, and then you call this cooperative federalism. So same way, GST section 137 to 141 deals in the finance bill amended as CGST and IGST. This is also in the same thing it is happening. Cotton yarn tax at 12% DST, the finished dhoti, sari and lungi tax at 5%. This inverted duty structure means weavers pay more tax on their inputs than the government collect on their final products. Thousands of handloom and powerloom units across Tamil Nadu are dying, and this financial bill offers them nothing. And about the middle class people, the exemption limit is 2.5 lakhs. It was up to 2014 when Congress government was in power, it was only 2.5. Even now, the same limit is continued in this budget, sir. And moreover, sir, regarding few of my concerned issues, I have raised before this August forum in several occasions. But none of my issues, none of my queries were mentioned in the bill or in the budget. I met the Minister of Railways, I met the Finance Minister several times, and I raised the issues before this August body, but nothing was happened. Especially a Kulavanigarpuram have 4 years raised a single reasonable demand, a road over bridge in that place in Tirunelveli in my constituency. It is Tirunelveli Nagarkoil highway to replace the dangerous level crossing that exists there today. This is one of the most heavily used stretches of highway in southern India, southern Tamil Nadu. Every time a train passes, the level crossing gate comes down. Traffic halts, ambulance waits, school children are delayed, goods vehicle queue for kilometers, and on the worst days, people die. The level crossing at Kulavanigarpuram is not an inconvenience, it is a public safety hazard that has been debated and demanded upon for several years. Even 1.5 years back, I raised the issue. This financial bill allocates thousands crores to highways infrastructure, urban flyovers across the country. But the Kulavanigarpuram road overbridge, a specific costed, publicly demanded safety project on the Tirunelveli Nagarkoil highway finds no mention, no allocation. The people of Kulavanigaram ask, are we Indian citizens? Are we invisible? This government answer, written in the pages of Finance Bill 26, appears to be later. We do not ask the charity, we ask for a road over bridge that is safe. We ask for a level crossing to be replaced before it takes one more life. And regarding BD workers, section 142 of the Finance Bill raises the national contingent duty on chewing tobacco and gutka to 60%, effect from 1st March 26. We do not oppose the public health in that and this rise of tax also. But at the same, sir, because of 60% rise of this tax, many of the BD companies were closed. We are worried about the people who are working there in the factories. Main of the parties are women, Dalit, OBC people, old age people. We are demanding a pension for last more than 1 year. The government, central government is giving only 800 rupees per month. This is a very meager amount. Several occasions I met the minister and requested him to increase it to minimum 6,000 rupees. There is no mention in this budget about the pension of these poor BD workers, sir. Another important issue is, sir, Tamarabaran River. In North Belt, the government allotted more than 1,000 crore for regenerating Ganga River. Same way, South India, there is a river called Tamarabarani. It is called South Indians Ganga. I raised the issues several times before this August body and raised questions to allot funds. The government verbally and the minister also informed me that we have decided to regenerate the big river, but none of the funds were allotted for this river. Total the southern parts of the Tamil people, especially my constituency people, expected at least in this budget, they expected some allocation for the regeneration of this river, sir. But nothing, 2 minutes, sir. But nothing was mentioned in the allocation of funds for this river, sir. Another, the river that is allowed to die is a civilization suicide. And this government is handing us as a knife. Crop disaster compensation is another important issue. Farmer left to grieve alone. The paddy farmers of Nanganeri, banana growers of Ambasamudram, small cultivators along with Tamarabaran Delta, when cyclone or flood or drought strikes, they lose everything. Their crops, their seeds, they are borrowing money, their dignity. The National Disaster Response Fund and the State Disaster Response Fund exist only on purpose. Nothing is happening. No benefit is reaching to the farmers. But in practice, compensation, 2 minutes, 1 minute, sir. Compensation reaches the farmers months after the disaster. Sometimes a full year later also, that is very small compensation. I urge the government to at least increase the compensation to the farmers to protect them and give them life, sir. This is more important. Seeds are 15% more expensive. Compensation still takes 12 months to arrive. And between these two facts, a farmer stands and breaks. This is what happening in all those days. Yes.